Isn't that gorgeous?
This is an 89 electric iron.
Right.
And I shipped it over from Britain.
It's sad. So the car is up for sale. Big news, everybody. Well, not really that big a news. But sorry we haven't vlogged anything recently. This last week has been all a bit moving around, and I wanted to share all sorts of things with you. But you know, it's a little tricky trying to get excited and filming about your own sort of backyard, if you know what I mean. So the news is, beautiful little yellow Jeep, got to get rid of it. I say get rid of, we want to hand it on to somebody who loves the car, obviously. So it's up for sale because we've got a lot of travelling planned for this year. The little one's coming across. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And the little girl in the middle's got one of those balance boards, those, what are hoverboards? I remember standing on one of those. Just remind me actually, when they first came out, yeah, it was in Thailand. When they first came out, quite a few years ago, I've got fairly good balance, so I went on to, I sort of thought, oh, I know, I'll show off, I'll get on one of these balance boards. And I stood on it, and I was doing fine. I was going backwards and forwards.
Oh, you're really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I thought I'd dismount, so I'd just jump off to dismount. But because the board itself has a sort of self-leveling, the Aussie flies are here, the Aussie wave going, has this sort of self-leveling. As you go to jump, I think it kind of tries to stand up or do something. So it went from under me and I fell flat, really heavily, right?
Bear in mind that this was in a shopping mall.
Oh, in a shopping mall, surrounded by hundreds of people. So I landed really ungracefully, flat, I think, on my front, knocked the complete wind out of me. And everybody, you know, right in the middle of a really busy Bangkok shopping mall. So whenever I see those hoverboards, it reminds me, I've been on them since. I still think they're great. So as I say, the big news is time to sell the car again. If we actually vlogged a little more, you'd know that we've bought and sold a few cars on this journey already, but I'm going to share it with you this time. We bought the yellow Jeep particularly to tour around Australia. We've had a good time, and there was for some time we've been planning to go over to Tasmania, but a few things have come up which I will explain to you in a later vlog. Exciting things, good things, that mean it's time for us to leave Australia again and go and visit some new countries. I mean, in fact, this next year's travels are probably going to be some of the most exciting ones, and we want to sort of take you along and share as much of it as we can. I will let you know that Japan is definitely on the cards. We're 100% going to Japan, but there's some other countries in that region that we're going to, and some other regions also. Just check the roads and the traffic. Nice and quiet. So I'm really looking forward to Japan. That's going to be sometime in March. There's a few other places we're going to in between now and then. You can come along for the trip. And we're going to try and share a lot more videos. I've been saying this for a while now. What we have found is it's been quite hard. If you can imagine wherever you live in the world and you're trying to film and vlog the areas you live in and make them feel maybe more exciting than you perhaps feel they are, because, you know, home never feels, you know, in your own backyard, it never feels quite as exciting as when you're actually traveling to foreign lands. So it's been a little hard this year.
G'day.
G'day.
Yeah.
Can I film your little dog? He looks so cute.
Yeah.
What are you? Oh, hello.
It's okay, say
Oh,
hello.
hello. Oh, sorry. What are you? What makes he's one of the doodles?
He's a
is he?
Mini Groodle.
A Groodle. So
Yes.
Groodle is a golden retriever.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
Like Hannah, but she's a mini one.
Oh yeah, because Hannah was
Hannah was
a Groodle,
yeah.
but she was big.
Chocolate brown. What's
Yeah.
his name?
Popcorn.
Popcorn.
Oh, so cute. So that is Popcorn. She's a miniature Groodle. And I put a picture up of a Groodle that we looked after during our trip here in Australia. I love those dogs, they're so pretty. Popcorn, how cool. So any tips on Japan, throw them in there. We are going to be there for quite some time, I think. You know, Michelle and I, we don't do this sort of flipping in and out of countries really quickly. We try to stay as long as possible, so I suspect we're going to spend at least a month or two in Japan when we're there. I'm pretty sure, 99.9% sure, that we're going to be taking in South Korea as well.
Yep.
Looking forward to that, aren't we?
Good.
I mean, the food in that region is one of the most exciting foods for us.
We'll try and go to some of the countries we haven't been to for a long time, or we've never been to.
Yes.
Because we've never been to Japan.
We haven't been to Japan, we haven't been to South Korea before. They've always been in our bucket list, so we're definitely doing them this year. A couple of...
Good
G'day.
day.
I was just saying how good and exciting the food is. I do think I say that for almost every country in the world, because everywhere we go the food is exciting. I mean, the food is exciting here in home as well, but you know, it's all a little bit familiar when you're at home. So we had a great time this year. We've toured the whole of Australia, and for ourselves, we've done it for ourselves, not for YouTube. We've done it just to get a feel for all the remote areas that we haven't been to before, and just to say that we've been there, but we've done that now. A fly's just gone in my mouth. We've done that now. Probably eaten quite a few flies in Australia, and for us it's just time to get on the road outside of our own country and start having fun. And we love having you on the road with us. Now, I know the cooking side of Steve's Kitchen is very dear to quite a lot of you. Very occasionally we will still be doing some cooking, but this next couple of years is going to be less about the cooking and more about seeing the world and experiencing food. And we're not going to actually do what we've done in the past, which is always look for venues where we can film just food. It's made it hard for us when we've been in countries like Mexico and the USA, always trying to find a place where we can film recipes and food. It's really restricted where we could go. So this year it's going to be much more about just discovering and going with the flow, not trying to find venues where we can film recipes, but actually trying to find places that I think you will find a lot more exciting and we're going to find more exciting. So yeah, it's going to be a good year. A guy over here has got a huge bike. Is that one of those Honda Goldwings?
I say Goldwing, but I wasn't sure. I'm not good on my bikes.
Really, man. Isn't that gorgeous? Man, that's nice.
Yeah,
I love the colours.
isn't it? It's a real retro colours, I think.
Is that an original sort of
Yeah,
colour?
This was the very original colour that they came out with in 1903. It was called Springfield Blue.
Yeah.
And then they only did that for a couple of years, and then everyone, because it was Indian and red Indian, they said, oh, we've got to have it red. So they brought out this red colour.
All right.
And that's what it carried on with the red colour. You know, so you see a few of these models getting around and they're red, but the true Indian colour, if you ask me, is the Springfield Blue.
And with the cream, it looks so cool.
Yeah, and then with the cream, it's great. Yeah.
That is so nice. It goes. I'm just thinking it goes well with the denim.
And it's good. It's got central locking. It's got central locking here, so it's really handy. I've got a drinks cup holder, but it's just for putting the glass, the reading glass.
It's not your stubby cooler, is it? You're not going along with a.
No, no, and you can get the windshield to go up and down.
Oh, electronic windshield.
Yeah, the windshield goes up and down here, and it's got a sound system to it, heated grips.
So you're not roughing it on this then?
No, because Michelle's saying that we want, if we get something, she's got as a pillion, she wants to be comfortable. I think that would be quite nice, Michelle. As I walked up, I said, "Oh, there's a beautiful bike in that garage," and people will be asking me what it was.
There's lots of non-standard stuff on, like those floorboards with the Indian arrowheads on them.
Okay, yeah.
The exhaust pipes aren't standard. And then the little arrowheads on the gear lever.
Oh yes.
And the brake shift.
Where is that? Oh, Yeah, I just saw those. They're really nice.
And then the cover on the alternator, that's not original. And then this front bumper, which I put that on because it is a big heavy beast to move around, and if you're in a tight space and you move rocking it back and forth, there's always a chance you'll hit that fender tip.
Yeah, that is gorgeous.
And these rails here, they're not standard.
Okay, yeah.
The exhaust pipes aren't standard. This is an 89 Electriguide,
Right.
and I shipped it over from Britain, and I always just thought it'd be fun to strip it all down and get the frame all stove enamelled.
Yeah.
I've never had a frame stove enamelled before on any of my bikes, and it's got air suspension which you pump up in here, and that's never worked.
Okay.
It's never worked, the air suspension, so I've actually got it working now, so it's going to be a really nice smooth ride, and that's why they call them electric glides, because everything's meant to be so smooth and runs like electric,
Yeah,
and it's got air suspension as well in the back.
So we've just met John. He's given us a show. It's a beautiful Indian. What do you think, Michelle? That's a lovely
I love
bike.
the colour.
That is gorgeous. But while we were talking to John and looking at that gorgeous bike, we had a message that someone's coming to look at the Jeep. So we've got to rush back. Wish us luck. It's sad. They bought the Jeep.
They did.
First person to look at it. The first person absolutely loved the yellow, just like us. So the Jeep's gone.
Yeah, so my little doggy's got to come out of the Jeep.
Sorry, it's not for sale. So it's a good day.
But it's cool because it means we can get going.
It means we can do the next part of our journey. It is sad because we've loved that little Jeep. We've absolutely loved it, and it's been such a good car.
But
anyway,
the guy who's going to buy it loves it too, so I'm happy about that.
yeah, the guy who came, he was excited all the way down here about the Jeep, and he loves it. So to us, it's going to a good home.
Know you've been a good friend, and that's in the thick and thin, and I know it's never gonna end.